The organization that is in charge of handling the extraterrestrial presence on Earth and keeping the knowledge classified since at least 1947 is called Majestic. The origins of the MJ12, as it is called, have their roots in the July 1947 crash of several ET vehicles in and around Roswell, New Mexico. President Truman established the MJ12 Committee, and they were formally inaugurated in September 1947. The original members are as follows.
The MJ12 is a group of scientists and scientific advisors who work for the Committee of the Majority. Now, I have had occasion, when I was involved with Aquarius, to have to send to the so-called MJ12 the documents to which you were privy, the leaked material from my deceased friends. And I had association with them on that level. One of the MJ12, or I should say was alleged to be a member of the MJ12, was present at the Clean Sphere when I was in the Clean Sphere. I've mentioned his name before. This again may be risking the cause of my freedom because of the very problems we face now as a society. So I've got to be careful about that, whether or not that sacrifices my freedom. His first name is Vignu. As far as I will go from there.
From NBC News in Washington, this is Meet the Press with Tim Russert.
Our issues this Sunday: what is the real terrorist threat to the United States homeland? How good is our intelligence gathering? And nearly 6 years after September 11th, why is Osama bin Laden still at large? With us, the Director of National Intelligence, Admiral Mike McConnell, in his first television interview. This document, the National Intelligence Estimate, entitled The Terrorist Threat to the U.S. Homeland, was released. How serious is this threat, and what can we do about it? Joining us for an exclusive interview is the Director of National Intelligence, Admiral Mike McConnell. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let me show you a key judgment from this report. Quote, "We judge the U.S. homeland will face a persistent and evolving terrorist threat over the next 3 years." In layman's language, for the American viewers watching today, what is the most serious threat facing our country?
Tim, the most serious threat is that the plotters that are being observed will be successful in penetrating our defenses and conducting an attack that would result in mass casualties. Their intent is to effect an attack with mass casualties, a secondary attack.
Dr. Dan Burrish's mentor during his whole life has been Admiral J. Mike McConnell. During McConnell's interview with Russert in 2007, Dan was being debriefed by Stargate Productions. Admiral McConnell, as head of national security for President Bush, as well as being in charge of the MJ12 organization, has the power to protect his, in effect, godson, Dr. Burrish. Admiral McConnell is the moral compass of the MJ12 organization. He appointed Dr. Burrish the esteemed position as representative number 9 in that august group in the spring of 2005. Dr. Burrish recommended that the group take a vote for or against disclosure in the light of the treaties that had been signed by the off-worlders. As of April 2005, the vote was 6-5 for disclosure. There is always one abstention from voting because of the organization's adherence to Scottish Rite protocols. In September 2005, a second vote was taken. The vote was 8-3 for disclosure. When these votes are taken, they are never reversed. Dan was uncomfortable with MJ12 organization's protocols. Therefore, Admiral McConnell allowed him to resign and appoint his successor. If UFO researchers and the lay public will politely inquire of Admiral McConnell as to the truthfulness of these statements, Stargate Productions is confident Admiral McConnell will answer in the affirmative.
We're watching them train and recruit And their effort is to put someone inside the United States. There have been some clues and some cases where